My first thought is that I was nervous overall in this degree program because I knew about theories, but I had no idea how I was going to decide one. Do we just read about all of them and say, oh, I like this one the best? But after reading the text this week, the four constructs really stood out to me for affect, cognition, behavior, and context because of the way that it laid it out. So affect, it's saying that you're making your decisions based on your feelings, right? How are you feeling on that certain decision you're making? Does it feel right, basically? Cognition is how you're thinking it out, your thought process towards everything. Behaviors, your actions, how maybe you're making, most likely you're acting on something maybe before you make the decision, and then you're basing whether that decision was correct or not because of the outcome of it. And then context, what you might be influenced by in your surroundings. Is that how you're making your decision? So I think just by kind of elaborating on that, it helped me develop my groundwork for what theory I might be more drawn to. And I do think that would be leading on the behavior side of things, just because of how I make my own decisions in life, and kind of the process that I go through. So with that, we read on more for contextual school counseling. And that stood out to me because school counselors do take on so many roles. The ASCA national model does kind of bring everything together and develop and define the roles of professional school counselors. But with the contextual school counseling, you're relying on the context to determine what you're going to be doing with the student. And the reason that I see the student/client in text so much is because sometimes you're working on the educational aspect of things, and sometimes you're working on the psychotherapy aspect of things, and you're going at you're looking at their developmental side, and you're kind of basing your interaction with the student on the reason for them being there. And then you're bringing in a counseling conceptualization into play, and you're able to look at the situation and determine why it might be that way. And then you're able to kind of work to resolve it from that point. So tying it all together, the ASCA national model does give us the roles for the school counselor, and it also implemented in 2014 the mindsets and behaviors for student success, which brings more of the psychotherapy and counseling application into the school counselor role. So you're not just focusing on education and career anymore as a school counselor, but you are working with the theories that you've learned and have adjusted to, and are using that to help students develop overall in their life.